What's up, Cobbers? New day, new video. I hope you really enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and help out Hard Knocks by sharing it around. Today's video is going to be a full-on beta versus Sherco, but as I don't know heaps about the two brands, I don't really want to sound like I know it all. So I'll just tell you the things that I know about the two bikes, a few pros and cons about them, and that should sum up the video, and then we'll just sort of make it into a little bit of an edit sort of thing towards the end. So let's stop waffling on shit and get stuck into the video. This is my Sherco ST125. I got this bike a few months ago and have come a long way with my hard enduro riding since I did get this. I've learnt so many new techniques to jump and ride over logs and rocks, some of those being the double blip technique and splat technique. I've been able to do them on my enduro bike before I got my trials bike, but getting this bike has made me perfect them a lot more. I've also been able to get better wheelies and endos. The bike feels amazing and is actually pretty light compared to my other bike, so I can throw it around a bit more, and because it's got no seat, I'm not as scared to try things as I can touch the ground 2 feet perfect. Another good thing about this bike is the suspension and how easy it is to preload. The suspension's so light, so that just makes it easy to preload it all and just be able to throw it up and get up some steep stuff and do jumps easier. In trials, a big thing is balancing, and with the trials bike, I can learn to balance good on that and then transfer all the skills I learn on this bike over to my enduro bike. So I think that the trials bike has just changed my whole riding aspect and I've become so much better. A downside is the fuel tank being so small. You can't really go on long rides on it, so you just got to sort of stay close to the house or to the car or wherever you're at riding. So they are really good though. As you can see here, I'm doing all this in my backyard, so a good thing is about how quiet they are. They're not like a real noisy two-stroke. Being a 125 two-stroke, you would have thought that that'd be sort of real loud and that, but they're actually not too loud. The 80's louder than this bike, so you'll hear the 80 pretty soon. It's awesome because it's quiet. I can not bother the neighbours and that, so. That's about all that I've got for the Sherco ST125. It's a really good bike, and I'd really recommend someone, if they're getting into hard enduro, to get a trials bike to improve their skills. Don't want to keep waffling on stuff because else it'll just get boring, and that's about all that I know, and I don't want to Google up and take other people's facts and info about it. So thanks for tuning in for this one, and we'll move on to the 80. This here's a Beta REV 80 two-stroke. It's a great little intermediate/beginner bike. It's actually my little brother's bike, so he's let me borrow it for this video and do a bit of a talk, show you guys what it's all about. So generally when someone would hear someone saying 80cc, they'd think something real small and not very powerful, but in fact the torque on this little beast is insane, and my dad's jumped on it before and he can wheelie it, ride it pretty good. So yeah, the torque is just insane, and it's got some decent power for an 80. Once again, the suspension's real soft. You can just preload it so hard and be able to throw it up stuff that you wouldn't think you'd generally be able to hit on a motorised bike, let alone walk up sort of thing. It sits really high in the revs here, as you can see, and in a few little spots. When I go to do an endo on this bike, the front brake's not as good as my 125. I'm not too sure if that's because it's an intermediate beginner bike or if it's just something's not right or something's not set up properly on it. So well, I'll have a look at that, and hopefully I'll be able to get it so you can do good endos on it. Balancing on this, and so far everything else that I've been doing is alright. The balancing though is a little bit different. I think I might have a little bit more PSI in the tyres instead of less. Really good to be able to throw it around and just do this sort of stuff, like doing the wheelies and hopping up onto stuff. It makes a difference in your riding. The clutch is a bit fiddly, sort of like, as you can hear there, that little crunchy, grindy sound. I'm not too sure what that is, but we'll have to look into it because the clutch is just a bit shit on it, I think, and I don't want to keep riding it and burn out a clutch for him, because then I'll have to pay for it and get it repaired. But yeah, I'm not quite too sure, so if anyone's got an idea of what that sound is, chuck a comment down below and let me know. I'd really appreciate it. I've been told before that the little bikes and 125s get head shake pretty bad. Not too sure, can't remember why I did get told, but I sort of do forget. Yeah, as you saw as I went up that little ramp before, it just started to turn on me. But yeah, I wouldn't want to be hitting anything fast on these two bikes that I've got. Being able to do these fakies and balancing, riding backwards, and even just in this one spot is really helpful in trials and enduro. That's what I tend to be trying to do the most when I'm in my backyard practicing on my track or wherever, just practicing in general. It's really helpful for your balancing skills, and that's definitely something that you need when it comes to hard enduro. Though I will say I practice it because my balancing skills are not the greatest, so I'm just trying to improve them, and hopefully that I can get lots better. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. These are just my opinions on the bike, so don't take anything personal or anything. I don't want to sound like a know-it-all either. I just thought that I'd sort of try and help people out and let people know what my opinions are on the bike. Because I did search up on YouTube Beta 80 versus Sherco 125 and nothing really came up, so I thought if people are trying to look for that, I'll make something so that they can have a gaze, check what it's like and what the two bikes are like. So that's my opinion, as I said, and thanks for watching. Share the video around, help me out if you can. I've got stickers available for purchase, and yeah, that's all I got. Tune in for the next episode.